Okay, guys, so I've done multiple things here. You can see reference points. Oops. Sorry. Reference points, okay? And then from here, plane changes that occur from the reference points. You're making these reference points nice and wide so that if you have to, let's say, add more depth, okay? You know, increase depth, you can still refine your point, right? Okay. And then in the case you need to cut away, let's say, you can do this, and yet you still have enough of your drawing of where the reference point is to be able to do that. Now, from the various reference points, right, that we've located, I want you to start sculpting the planes that come off of those areas. So you're going to really be looking intensely at where this area is on the model and figuring out what happens around there. Now you see how this is kind of a really big mess, okay? It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. So this is where you have to draw in the shapes of the plane changes that you see on the model. They're going to be nuances of shadow, okay? So one way to help you see whether if it's how long the sections are for these shadow changes, you can even draw lines like that, okay? And then from there, so remember, you're looking at the whole thing, and you're going to figure out, oh, this shadow line of the cheek is not just shadow, so don't be fooled by just shadows. You have to really look really close to the model, say this is the model, and you're going to be looking to see exactly where these plane changes occur, okay? Now, here's another thing. We've got drawing of landmarks, such as the eyebrows, okay? And you see here I'm still trying to delineate how long each line segment is, okay? You can do things like this. When you're looking at the model, you can say, oh, the angle from this eyebrow to that eyebrow is this angle here. I actually think it's a touch more slanted like this. So then you have to decide if this has to go up or this has to go down, okay? Now when it comes to things like, let's say, the nose. So we found the profile here, right? And you started to draw in where the lips are, okay, where the parting of the lips are, bottom of the lip, where the chin begins, right? The divot where the chin begins. And then here you can see where the nose gets sectioned off. So here you're seeing this little subtle change, and that's where the nasal bone is, remember? So from this point right here, you're going to have the nasal bone. Remember the nasal bone on your skulls, right? It's got this angle here. So from this point down is going to be cartilage for the nose. So I suggest that you draw how long each segment is on the nose, okay? So you see how I've made this into one flat plane. Then what you do is you look from below the nose of the model, and you'll see where the outermost point is. Remember when I shined the light? Here, I'll show this to you. So remember when I shined the light extremely on the side of the model so that you could see where the shadow line existed, right? That splits up that profile. So what you're going to be doing is when you look from below the model, you're going to be looking from below and then tracing your eyes up so that you can see where the outermost point is, and then you're going to just keep going like that. So what I've done is I've drawn lines here that define where that outermost point is. Okay? So this is another way to work. This is from with coordinate points in space, right? And then from there, defining planes from those coordinate points in space. Here you have a plane, and you're defining the outermost point of that plane, and then from there, you look at the model, and then you know that this is the outermost point right here, and then you just use your tool to create the plane that you see there. Right? So these planes are going to change, right? So that's why I segment them all off. Then that way you can really isolate exactly what happens. Okay? And of course, you're going to be looking from below. When you look from below, you can see what the exact shape is like from below, and then be able to really get a sense of the true volume. Okay?